Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here. Today, we're going to explore an important topic. You'll start losing interest in everything, and that's the sign it's beginning. This is a must-watch discussion that could really help you recognize early signs of burnout or disengagement. Over the next few minutes, we'll cover what this sign looks like, why it happens, and how you can address it before it takes over your life. So, let's get started and dive into understanding these early warning signs. We all go through these seasons where everything just feels muted. The music you once loved, it sounds dull now. Conversations can seem forced, and those dreams that used to burn so brightly inside you, they start to fade and feel distant. It's as if life keeps moving forward, but inside, something is quietly stepping back. Most people interpret this as a kind of collapse, losing motivation, identity, joy. But here, the key, what if this moment isn't the end of your spark? What if it's actually the beginning of something new? This emotional, gray zone, it's one of the most misunderstood phases we go through psychologically. It's that space between who you used to be and who you're about to become. And that's what I want to explore today. What's really happening beneath the surface during this time? Because understanding this can change how you see these challenging moments, turning them into a powerful part of your growth. Sometimes when we start feeling that the world around us seems empty or silent, it's tempting to think we're just exhausted, lazy, or even depressed. But what if I told you that this emptiness might actually be a sign of something deeper happening? What if it's not a problem, but rather an evolution? The version of yourself that used to chase approval, force connections, cling to outdated dreams, or carry guilt that wasn't even yours, that version is dissolving. And that's a good thing. Your mind is naturally letting go of identities and desires that no longer fit who you're becoming. So, what feels like a void isn't really a void at all. It's a clearing. It's a space where new growth can happen, where old layers fall away to make room for the next chapter of your life. Now, let's talk about what I like to call the in-between phase. Psychologists refer to this as the liminal space, that middle ground where old patterns have died, but the new ones haven't fully emerged yet. It's a transitional period, and honestly, it can feel pretty uncomfortable. During this time, you might notice a sense of identity confusion, like you're not quite yourself anymore. You might feel emotionally detached or disconnected from your routines, almost like you're floating without a solid ground beneath you. Motivation can take a hit, and you might feel as if you're not rooted in anything. But here, the key, this isn't failure. It's actually a sign that you're shedding what no longer serves you. You're outgrowing your past in real time, and your nervous system is recalibrating to a new frequency of life. So, while it feels uneasy, it's a vital part of growth and transformation. 3, it's not depression, it's direction. What I want you to understand here is that what often feels like depression is actually a sign that you're being guided inward. Depression tends to pull you down, make you feel stuck or hopeless. But transformation, on the other hand, is a different force. It's pulling you inward, encouraging you to look inside and reevaluate. This phase, this period of change, involves stripping away everything you've done for external validation, attention, or emotional survival. And here's the key. It's the universe or your subconscious mind gently removing what no longer resonates with your true self. Before it reveals what truly does, it clears out the unnecessary layers. Yes, it can feel like loss, like you're losing parts of yourself or your identity. But in reality, what you're experiencing is alignment. You're making space for what's truly meant for you, even if it doesn't feel that way at first. So remember, this is a necessary step on your journey. It's guiding you toward your authentic path. So at this stage, you start choosing peace over attention. And what does that really mean? It's a subtle but incredibly powerful shift. You begin to become still. Not empty, not numb, but still. This stillness isn't about shutting down. It's about grounding yourself and finding calm amidst the chaos. You'll notice some clear signs that you're entering this new chapter. For example, you stop chasing after people who don't truly value you. You no longer feel the need to explain your worth to anyone because you recognize it within yourself. And you find yourself losing interest in conflict and noise, things that used to pull you in but no longer resonate. Instead, you crave simplicity, truth, and authenticity. This isn't withdrawal, it's a process of refinement. Your energy is no longer cheap or available to everyone. You're becoming more selective, not because you have less to give, but because you finally understand your true value. It's a powerful shift toward living more intentionally and honoring yourself more deeply. So on this slide, we're exploring how peace can actually replace the need for a spark. In the past, the old version of ourselves depended heavily on external stimulation, things like drama, recognition, achievement, and staying busy. These were our go-to sources of energy and motivation. But the truth is, that approach is exhausting and unsustainable. Now, the new version of ourselves shifts towards something deeper, awareness. Instead of chasing after external validation or constant activity, we learn to find fulfillment within. Our rebirth, or transformation, doesn't start with motivation suddenly rushing back. It begins when we stop forcing ourselves to care about the things that don't truly matter. And that emptiness we sometimes feel, it's not a punishment. It's actually preparation. It's the space where real growth happens. When we let go of the need for constant stimulation, we create room for peace, peace that can sustain us far more reliably than any external spark ever could. This shift from seeking external triggers to cultivating inner peace is what truly fuels lasting change. So during this phase, the most important thing you can do is sit with the discomfort. Instead of rushing to fix or change how you're feeling, give yourself permission to just be with it. This is a crucial part of the process because it allows natural shifts to happen without resistance. Allow your priorities to rearrange naturally. Sometimes, when we're in the midst of change, what matters most to us can shift without us even realizing it. So, be open to that process and trust that it's happening for a reason. Honoring the silence is also key. Don't feel the need to fill every quiet moment with activity or distraction. Instead, embrace those pauses, there where reflection and deeper understanding often emerge. Watch what begins to matter again, but notice that it's not the old excitement you might remember. Instead, what returns is a calmer, deeper desire, more aligned with who you are becoming. This new clarity helps guide you forward in a more authentic way. Remember, this phase isn't about rushing through the discomfort or seeking quick fixes. It's about patience, acceptance, and allowing your true self to emerge naturally. You know, sometimes change happens so subtly that we don't even realize it at first. One morning, without any big announcement or fanfare, you might notice something has shifted inside you. The heaviness that's been weighing you down begins to lift. You might feel your heart getting lighter, almost like a breath you didn't realize you needed. And gradually, life starts to regain its colors, not with a loud splash, but peacefully, quietly returning to your world. That's when it hits you, you weren't actually falling apart. What was happening was you were rebuilding yourself. It's a subtle but powerful realization. When you stop forcing things, when you let go of that need to control everything, your true life begins to unfold naturally. It's in that quiet space, that gentle moment, where real growth happens. So remember, this isn't about dramatic change. It's about that silent, almost imperceptible shift where your old identity begins to fade and a new, more authentic version of yourself emerges. That's the essence of this process, rebuilding quietly, peacefully, and intentionally. If you're feeling disconnected right now, don't panic. It's a common experience, and it doesn't mean you're losing yourself. In fact, what you're going through is part of a deeper process. You're actually meeting a version of yourself that's been waiting on the other side of surrender, waiting to emerge once you let go of control and trust the journey. Remember, this moment of disconnection isn't the end. It's a necessary step towards transformation. This is the becoming, the process of evolving into who you're truly meant to be. So, embrace this phase with patience and openness, knowing that it's leading you to a stronger, more authentic self.